Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, November 12th, 2025. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. All right, it was really cold yesterday morning. And whatever happened to easing into winter, and where did fall go? Anyhow, here is your OMG fact for today. Avocados are not vegetables. They're fruits. But it doesn't matter to me because they're gross. Okay, bring it on, haters. Anyhow, we have some news, so shall we? The 2025 Triple Crown of Charity Sailing Trophy has a new home with Tradecraft team led by Roger Mason and Chris Valentino after a season that proved sailors can chase both podiums and philanthropy. Tradecraft posted 2 second-place finishes and a win across the Maryland Cures Cancer Regatta, the Crab Cup, and the Hospice Cup to earn the overall title, while also leading in the fundraising pack with $56,690 raised for cancer research, adaptive boating, and hospice care. In all, the 3 Annapolis charity regattas brought out 238 boats, more than 1,000 sailors, and a record $556,627 in donations this year, turning the Triple Crown into a full-season challenge instead of 3 standalone events. The format combines race results and fundraising totals to crown an overall champion, and in 2025, that mix of consistent finishes and top-tier donations put Tradecraft out front. Mason does say that the goal is to build a, quote, community of service among local sailors, and notes that the team name, Tradecraft, is a nod to the crew members who are all retirees from 3-letter federal agencies. I guess the secret is out. The standings were tight, though, with the J22 Committed, sailed by Tracy and Warren Richter, finishing second, and the Harbor 20 Team Endurance, skippered by John Heinz, taking third, while past champions such as John Dodge and Dan Flagler turned the awards reception into somewhat of a reunion. The trophy now lives on permanent display at the Crab Adaptive Boating Center on Bemby Beach Road, a year-round reminder that competitive sailing on the Chesapeake can also be a powerful engine for local charities. Arundel Mills is celebrating 25 years as Maryland's largest shopping, dining, and entertainment destination with a shopper appreciation event on Saturday, November 15th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the Dining Pavilion, and that's located at 7000 Arundel Mills Circle in Hanover. And I really can't believe they're celebrating 25 years. Guests are invited to spend the day enjoying anniversary swag bags for the first 250 visitors, a gallery wall with historic photos and moments from the past quarter century, a special photo backdrop and keepsake pictures, sweet treats while supplies last, and plenty of in-store deals and promotions from participating retailers. Over the years, Arundel Mills has grown into a regional hub with more than 200 stores and brands like Nike, Coach, H&M, J. Crew, Kate Spade, The North Face, Ulta Beauty, Under Armour, and Saks Off Fifth, all under one roof, plus a wide range of restaurants and a multiplex movie theater and family attractions. The adjacent Maryland Live Casino and Hotel adds another layer of entertainment, helping to draw visitors from Baltimore, Annapolis, Washington, and beyond. Being just a short drive from BWI doesn't hurt either, especially for out-of-town shoppers who somehow managed to fit just one more thing into their travel plans. All right, Navy's final afternoon this season at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium is anything but a low-key senior day, as the Mids come in at 7-2 overall and 5-1 in the American to host number 25 USF, which is also 7-2 and 4-1. Navy is unbeaten at home and part of a 5-team logjam. Navy, USF, North Texas, Tulane, and East Carolina chasing 2 spots in the American Championship game on December 5th, so every snap matters. Offensively, the Mids are exactly who you expect and then some. They lead the entire FBS rushing with 304.9 yards per game with 31 rushing touchdowns, all built around senior quarterback Blake Horvath, who is averaging 115.8 rushing yards with 13 rushing scores, while quietly ranking among the most efficient passers in school history. Horvath, powerback Alex Teska, and big play threat Eli Heidenreich are backed by an offensive line that gives up the fewest tackles for loss in the league, which they're going to need against USF defense that attacks the backfield and thrives on negative plays and turnovers. On the other side, USF brings one of the most explosive offenses in the country, averaging 42 points and 485 yards per game, with quarterback Byram Brown sitting near the top of the national charts in total offense and points responsible for. He can beat you with his arm, his legs, or both on the same drive, and he is surrounded by deep threats at receiver and a stable of backs that keeps the ground game rolling into the fourth quarter. Navy's defense doesn't need to completely shut Brown down, almost nobody has, but it does need to tackle well, keep him from turning third and long into first downs, and force the Bulls to finish long drives instead of hitting quick strikes. Factor in a 5-0 home record, a long history of running the ball on USF. If you remember last year's 321-60 rushing edge in Tampa, and the emotion of Senior Day, and this one is shaping up to be a really high-stakes, high-scoring afternoon with a simple formula. Own the clock, stay clean up front, and make USF kick field goals instead of celebrating in the end zone. On paper, the prediction leans Navy by a nose. My guess is something like 31-28, with the ground game and one or two key defensive stands keeping a special season very much on track. This weekend on the Local Business Spotlight, we spice it up a little bit and talk with James Young, who is the founder of Naptown Sauces, and they are very good. That's going to drop at noon on Saturday. And by now you do know the drill. Please let your friends, neighbors, and colleagues all know about the Daily News Recap email. It is free. It comes to your inbox every night at 7 p.m. and is going to keep you up to speed on all of the top local news stories of the day. And it's paywall free. And here's a link for you right here in the show notes. All right, let's put this puppy to bed with a quick thank you to you. We also want to thank our sponsors for this daily news brief: Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Mathematics, and Hospice of the Chesapeake. So now you need to hang tight. We have your Eye on Annapolis local weather coming up with George Young, and Bridget, also known as BeeprBuzz, is here with Annapolis After Dark. All that's coming up for you in just a bit, so stick around.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
Next up, we're diving into today's Eye on Annapolis weather forecast. From sunny skies over the bay to storm warnings that could impact your plans, we've got the details to keep you ahead of the curve. Stay tuned. It's all coming your way in just a moment.
Hey everyone, this is George Young with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief weather forecast for Wednesday, November 12th. It was outright cold yesterday across the Annapolis region, but conditions will be much better today through the weekend and into early next week with a very nice weekend on tap for the region. Look for sunny skies today through Friday with highs each day in the upper 50s to maybe lower 60s with winds remaining breezy today and tomorrow with gusts over 20 miles per hour at times with lighter winds than expected Friday. As for the weekend, the outlook is for mostly sunny skies Saturday with highs between 55 and 60 degrees with a small chance for a few showers overnight into early Sunday morning, but then it's mixed skies Sunday with temperatures warming nicely into the mid 60s to lower 70s for afternoon highs to close out the weekend, with the expectation for early next week being more sunshine and temps in the mid-50s to lower 60s Monday and Tuesday. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young for Eye on Annapolis Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe, and be sure to visit eyeonannapolis.net/weather for the latest conditions and forecast information for the Annapolis region, so you can always stay weather informed.
Looking for a holiday tradition that doesn't require bundling everybody out of the car? Pile the family, friends, and even the dog into the car and head to Lights on the Bay at Sandy Point State Park. From November 23rd through January 1st, the Chesapeake Bay shoreline turns into a 2-mile drive-through wonderland with more than 70 sparkling light displays and a scavenger hunt to keep the kids busy between wows. It's open every night, including holidays, so you can make it your go-to plan after dinner, after shopping, or after you finally untangle those lights at home. Best of all, every ticket benefits the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, helping care for animals in need all year long. Skip the wait at the gate. Get your tickets in advance at lightsonthebaymd.org. That's lightsonthebaymd.org. And before the show even officially opens, there's Lights and Leashes, November 21st and 22nd only, where you can leave the car behind, bring your leash dog, and walk the course under the lights. Details and tickets are at the same place, lightsonthebaymd.org. The music scene in Anne Arundel County is popping, and sometimes it's hard to sort through it all. From blues to pop, from funk to ska, BeeprBuzz has it all covered for you in this week's Annapolis After Dark.
Good morning, Annapolis. BeeprBuzz here with your Annapolis After Dark weekend music highlights for Wednesday, November 12th through Sunday, November 16th. Find the full daily Annapolis music schedule on the socials for Annapolis Streaming and BeeprBuzz, and also all three websites. We update with changes and cancellations, so you know before you go. Music for today, Wednesday. It's coming in hot. Start with Happy Hour with Nate Finn at Brian Brew. Or with Michael K. of Pretty Big Deal at Middleton Tavern. Then head over the Eastport Bridge to Eastport Democratic Club and find a member and make them a friend, because you have to be a guest of a member to attend. But D-Vibe and Conga are going to be taking it over. That's going to be a good one. Also tonight, SVV Duo, which is Steve Van Franken and Victoria, will be at Santa Joe's on West Street. The Freebirds will be playing Ram's Head Tavern on West Street. And there's a Songbird Collective at 49 West with Mac Pretty, Madison Bailey, Christy Allen, Jessica Dean, and Callum. Down in Galesville, Stephen Henson will be at Pirates Cove. Thursday, get to the point for Dan Haas. Joey Fitz will be at Blackwall Hitch in Annapolis up on the rooftop. Desert Shade Duo will be at Mother's in Arnold. And up in the Dina, Mike Sharp will be playing The Office in Pasadena. Friday, start with Happy Hour with Dana B at Blackwall Hitch. The music continues at Homestead Gardens in Davidsonville this weekend, and on Friday they'll have Ben Heemstra of Ben. Pete Best of Peterbilt will be at Killarney House in Davidsonville. Then head down the road to Edgewater to Green Turtle to see the Devaney Brothers, which is Petey and Danny of Higher Education. If you then head up to the Crofton Gambrels area, Fred and Wilma, which is Joey Fitz and Elizabeth from Red Betty and the Ruckus, they'll be playing at Malloy's. And kind of across the street, the Low Keys will be playing Chesapeake, also in Crofton. If you head to Severna Park, the Sure Thing will be playing Romulo's in Severna Park. Brett Bueller of the Hollow Truce will be solo at Severna Park Tap House. Brian and Aiden Ewald will be playing Brian Baru. And Bob Quinlan of Meerkat Nation will be solo at Ram's Head Roadhouse in Crownsville. Stephen Henson will be playing at the Lodge in Annapolis, which is just down the road. And in downtown Annapolis, Jeff Mueller and friends are back at 49 West. And this month's theme will be Funk Connections with a killer lineup. Over on the shore Friday night, Michael Waskey will be at Poorhouse Pub. And Rickshaw Lizard will be rocking Ram's Head Shore House. Saturday, start with Heartwood at Wildberry Farm in Crownsville. Noel and Jeff Band will be playing the Green Turtle in Edgewater. In Annapolis, the Leftovers are back at Santa Joe's on West Street. Brent Austin Dunn will be playing Reynolds Tavern. And music is back at the Speakeasy downstairs at the EDC with music on Saturday night with Christy Allen and Gary Hewitt from Dublin 5 on the upright bass. Again, you must be a member or a guest of a member to attend. Also on Saturday, Shane Tripp will be joining Dean Rosenthal's Racket this Saturday at 49 West. And Starbelly will be rocking Dark Horse. Up in Severna Park, Red Betty and the Ruckus will be at Severna Park Tap House. And the Highland Brothers will be at O'Loughlin's in Arnold. Over on the shore, Sparks and McCoy will be at Ram's Head Shore House. Sunday Fun Day, start with Brunch in the Dina with Joey Fitz at Stony Creek Inn in Pasadena. Nate Finn will be playing Galway Bay in Annapolis. Remember, these are just the highlights. Find the full schedule of music for all of Annapolis and the surrounding areas on the Annapolis Streaming Facebook event and on the websites AnnapolisStreaming.com, AnnapolisMusic.us, and BeeprBuzz.com, spelled BeeprBuzz. I'll see you out there.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting Mac Medics in Severna Park, where appointments are not necessary. Mac Medics is an Apple authorized premium service provider. Mac Medics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. Mac Medics is also an Apple authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit Mac Medics in Severna Park or Lanham for Apple authorized sales and service, and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call Mac Medics at 410-757-MAX, which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at macmedics.com. You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.